as far as here on Honcast over the next week here or so, until we at least get into the later part of it. There are some decent name teams, obviously, in these qualifiers that we are aware of. You got teams like Shrek is Love. The Mystery Gang has been a team that, of course, has been doing some bit lately. Obviously, the Onslaught did very well. Miar Russ, just to name a couple of team names that we recognize at least here in these qualifiers. But these two teams didn't know anything about.
Team Disband or the old Team Disband. I don't know if you can still call them that actually, but there are like 2, 3 new upcoming teams, 4 even now I see, teams that I can definitely see being like options for or make it into that diamond bracket if they play good. And then there are 2 US teams as well that shows a lot of promise, and I know they're screaming complexity during nighttime here in Europe. At times I've been watching it and they look promising as well. So yeah, there's a lot of teams actually that could potentially get into that diamond bracket.
Yeah, again, the top 3 here from the qualifiers make it to the diamond division, and then and again with the format this season as well, that means a lot. It even means more than usual because, in past seasons, it's been a case of, sure, you might barely make diamond, but then you're going to be facing off against, the top team most likely. And then if you lose that, then you only have one more chance in the losers bracket. Then if you lose that, you're back to gold. And it's like, okay, well, you got a little bit of diamond, but and then you get knocked back to goal right away. But with the new format, it means that you're going to be in the group stages, so you play every team in Diamond in a 2-game series, and then you go to the brackets, and then if you don't happen to make the top 6 of the 8 teams, you still get a chance to remain in Diamond with the relegation matches this season, where the top 2 from Gold will play the bottom 2 from Diamond to compete to see which teams that go to the Diamond Division for the next cycle. So getting Diamond here through these qualifiers, it really even means more than it has in the past, is again the point I'm getting at. So, God, I can't wait for this format here, the cycles, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
There it is. That group stage is, definitely a good opportunity for newer teams as well to get a lot more experience versus the top tier teams and learn and improve.
Exactly. I think that's the best thing about it. You're going to get a lot more experience if you make it a Diamond rather than before. So, all right. We got game number 2, though, here of this series. Old School versus Cope Esports. And a little bit different as far as the draft this time around. Tempest pairs like Clanks Hellbringer of the bands. Very interesting stuff there. Minus Moira, Aluna, Swiftplay so far the picks. I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised TOS didn't ban Ravener. I thought that was going to be an obvious ban from that first
They go for the Hellbringer instead. They fear to support. Wow, a Riptide coming up.
All right. I have not... I'm going to make a confession here. I have not even seen this new hero in action yet. So, I don't know what to expect.
It is interesting. I do not see it as one of those top tier picks though, or one of those top tier heroes. I don't know. Do you know how Eye of the Storm works? His ultimate?
I know the concept. We talked about it obviously quite a bit, and I have actually seen that. And I expected it a couple of games when he first was changed. So in that sense, I kind of am familiar. But yeah, I really have not watched him enough to really know much about how it works. But,
all right. Well, you can use it as a travel tool, more or less. Like, you just starts to wind up and fly towards your target, more or less, or charge towards your target. And if you're a mid and you get a fast level 6, you can use it to easily travel to the top lane, for example. You travel over terrain and the cliffs and all that kind of stuff. So it's very useful in that kind of sense. But I think you need like a sheepstick or a hellflower or something like that before it's too much of help for you, because otherwise the enemy team is going to see you coming big time. Like, at least it's so easy if you're mid and you're up versus a Riptide and suddenly he starts to charge up towards the top lane. All you need to do is like, okay, Riptide coming top, fall back, guys. That kind of thing. And he doesn't really have a stun. He got that silence, but I think he needs a sheepstick or be teamed up with heroes that can actually follow up or initiate early on in that case.
Well, it seemed like the initial Riptide was able to kind of solo people down quite a bit, but what you're getting at almost sounds like he doesn't really have that aspect anymore. He's more team-oriented and farm dependent?
Yeah, or I think that's the way that you have to run it in competitive, at least.
Okay.
Like, his ultimate doesn't provide that invisibility like that he had before. That when he used his ultimate, he became invis all over the map. Now he's just invis in the river, in the water. So yeah, you definitely need something to follow him up at least, or some item progression before he's going to be too useful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. Well, Yeah, no, this hero obviously got that big rework here. The Eye of the Storm is the focus, but yeah, all of his abilities really did get reworked in a sense, and kind of looking at it a little closer now once again. So, and I guess the other thing too is that we don't necessarily need to expect a middle, right? Like he could play short even, or
I don't know. I have never seen a
okay,
Riptide in the short, but I mean, these guys, they ran Hammerstorm in the
yeah,
safe lane last game, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see it. But I would say that he's more or less, or at least from the TMM scene, I mean, he's always running that mid lane, just get fast level 6 and then start moving around the map. I assume that's the way you play it. I'm not
okay.
that experienced with this hero
Come
either, so
on, you don't play this hero 24/7. What's the deal?
unfortunately not.
All right. Well, we're going to find out, at least a little bit here. Again, as you pointed out, I mean, obviously TOS kind of struggled last game here. We'll see if things change with the Riptide or how experienced Cope is against it. But ultimately the picks, minus the Luna Riptide, you got Kraken, Swiftblade, and Moira on the Hellborn side. Keeper, Silhouette, Behemoth, Ravener, and Jeraziah being taken out for bans. Only one more ban to go. And then the next tier of picks happen. But I got to say, it does seem like Cope, they're a little more comfortable when it comes to the draft. And, this is only the second game now we're seeing these guys, but maybe a little more experienced in that aspect.
Yeah, they seem to know what they're doing, definitely. Last game was pretty impressive, drafting-wise, and this game seems to be quite similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Kraken, they got him I mean, you still can't guess what their lanes are going to be. I mean, you can assume the Swiftblade might be in the safe lane now, since they got a Kraken already, but I mean, Swiftblade could just as well be Suicide, or Kraken could be mid or Suicide, you don't know. And that's kind of what indicates that you got a good draft, because the enemy team just cannot read your lanes at all, or your playstyle. So they don't really know what to ban. Like, they could try to ban hard carries, but if they do, I mean, the Hellborn team still got the option to put Swiftblade in the hard carry role. But if they were to ban suicides, then they say like, okay, then we're gonna put Swiftblade or Kraken in the suicide role instead.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to ban or to draft versus this draft so far. While Legion team is more obvious that they are going to be aggressive.
Well, again, that's with how their lineup spoke last game. You figure that would have been the case, but they were very passive, to be honest. So you hope that that's going to be the case, and especially with an Amphora, it's really just no question. You have to play that aggressive mindset, or else it's probably not going to work out for you. So we'll see if they pick up on that, if they change things up as a result of this game now, because they definitely have the makeup of aggressive. Empath going to be that fourth pick. They better be running the Paragon Empath, whoever plays it. So.
Oh yeah, good point. Let's hope. Yeah, I'm still surprised that they're actually running the dual support setup here, and with an empath, usually Moira is that to go ward or hard support. Wait, Malikan?
Okay, so a short lane Malikan.
Who's going to port around with Nymphora? I would assume it's not Malikan.
Midas, I guess.
Riptide?
Midas or Riptide even, yeah. Yeah, again, I don't know enough about Riptide really to see if that makes sense. But with him being able to kind of make the puddles a little more freely now, I think that's where again the potential of the hero is a little more powerful in terms of ganking elsewhere, outside of him not having his ultimate up, I guess. But Grinix, the final pick on the other side, by the way, that's also a little bit different.
I like the hero. I think it has some potential at least. I don't like it in their lineup. Necessarily, but it's very good versus both the Malikan and the Nymphora. Nymphora is a really weak outboxer, so a Grinix that's probably one of the strongest heroes in level 1, or the hardest to outbox at least. As soon as he gets level 2, he's going to have that crit ability as well, on top of the silence. So I almost predict him to win 1 versus 2 versus the Nymphora and Malikan, if that's the kind of lineup that, or that's the lanes that Legion team are going to set up. I still don't know where Aluna is going to be. They might go for some offensive tri-lane or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like Riptide is more of a solo hero, and of course, so would Midas. So the idea of a tri-lane definitely wouldn't be out of the question. You pointed out even some kind of an aggressive tri-lane. I could see that being pretty reasonable, but...
they don't have too many stuns to set it up, though.
Yeah.
Usually you want 3 stuns, or at least 2 solid stuns on your roamers if you go for an offensive tri-lane.
That's true.
Especially if you're up versus a Swiftblade and an Empath. I mean, good luck killing either of them without solid stuns.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to find out here. Start off. As they're good
But
to
you
go.
can't have Malikan in a 1 versus 1 situation versus a Grinix though. Or maybe you can. He's not gonna go for a buckler. He's gonna go for a Rug's Hatchet and a Crushing Claw, so he's probably gonna have a support down here with him.
Yeah. Riptide's heading middle, of course. I love how the Riptide, in my element, it actually works in the well, too. That's pretty cool. So in case they will dive you.
Nice.
Yeah, support's not going anywhere yet. Maybe they're still a little confused, but Midas is going top, so the cores know where they're going. It's just a matter of the supports, and then 4 is heading
So they're running.
bottom.
Wait, where's Aluna? Are they having 3 people bottom?
Yeah.
Just stack up the forest, but Malikan isn't the hero that can take those stacks too easily. Maybe with the help of Nymphora, he could. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna change too much though. Still, it would benefit the Hellborn team if they were to go for this kind of defensive tri-lane down here on the Legion side.
Yeah.
No, Aluna is gonna head towards middle. She got a necklace or a Mark of the Novice.
Or Aluna, yeah. Huh.
That's not typical support item.
Get a little more mana pool to power throw spam, I guess, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would have preferred to see just another mana pot in that case.
True. Wow.
We'll see.
All 4 up here for the Hellborn team, protecting the jungle once again, but as we do see, yet again, not going to be the case. Neither team running a jungler this time. That's where it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Aluna is going to run in here or down to the bot lane, so they're going to prevent Grinix from pulling at least, or they're going to punish him if he tries to. I don't think he's going to be able to successfully do this. Yeah, he sees both supports now as well, with that ward of sight of him.
Oh, God.
Nicely placed.
Oh, he gets caught. That's a huge stun right there, but the sword throw and missed. He was invis during that, so they weren't exactly sure where he was, and they played the guessing game rather than maybe being patient with it. So
That was well played on his part.
Yeah.
But he's going to be scouted out, unfortunately.
There's another
But
rift stock,
2 supports, I mean, buying the time of 2 supports this early on.
Clever. Frodo's Wagons, man. He knows how to juke. Oh, wow.
Sure
Top
does.
lane. Midas nearly dead. Holy crap. Nearly getting picked off between Moira and Empath, but manages to get away right there. So not sure how that happened. But yeah, both teams running the defensive tri-lane is how it turns out in the end. So that's very curious itself as to that happening. But
I would have preferred to see a jungler for both teams.
yeah.
If they were to go for this kind of passive playstyle.
Or doing the jungle pull at the very least, but
Yeah.
not doing it.
They're gonna get they're not gonna get the word of sight here. So no pulls for either
Dangerous
team so
Dan,
far.
the cameraman, joining. He's not a cameraman. He hasn't been one for 3 years.
Oh damn.
I like how people still call him that, the cameraman. It's like, yeah, he hasn't done that for like 3 years now. He does
Once a
QA.
cameraman, always a cameraman.
Exactly. It just rhymes so well with his name too. No, I assume he's just kind of chilling, watching, checking out the action. So yeah, I mean they are really insisting on being a very defensive tri-lane, though, at least as a Legion side. And you see Grinix, he's definitely feeling it. I mean, he's gonna take a stun right here. He's gonna save the rift stock, kind of keep them guessing, as he's been doing.
He doesn't really care too much though about this. I mean, he's more or less just having a good time. I mean, this lane is gonna push up now. Look at this. And now Grinix is gonna get his levels, but the supports for the Legion side, they are not. They're gonna be stuck here in level 1 and level 2 for I don't know how long. And you need, like, when you draft an Nymphora, you need to secure her level 6 as soon as possible. It's so crucial that you hit it early on. Otherwise, she's just gonna be a non-factor throughout the laning phase.
Yeah.
Because her stun is very unreliable, and the mana, of course, is not gonna be as beneficial. You need to start moving around and setting up kills, and I just do not see that happening. Even if she gets level 6, I don't know what they would do with it.
Riptide, it's been, I want to keep an eye on this matchup here. Speaking of Midas, too, he's also level 1, or even now a level under Grinix, but he's having a lot of trouble. Empath Wall's going to be up in 3 seconds, but Midas did go the
Elemental Warp is up,
warp.
though, so I think he's just buying time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a charge, and he gets a little good distraction out at least.
What the hell are the supports doing? Stop chasing
They
him.
really want this kill. Yeah, it's not
Still
gonna
level 1. Like, seriously, guys, come on.
happen.
You need to get some levels.
Yeah,
You can't run a dual support lineup and be level 1 on both supports.
How's this middle matchup going? Riptide 18-4, Kraken 16-0, so pretty back and forth here. Seems like Riptide having a little bit of the better though. Again, I don't know if you're familiar enough with Riptide to know if this should be happening or not, but Kraken's usually pretty good in a melee matchup, I will say that, but he's going to go on a Riptide right here, starts a Harkon. It's not going to happen, though.
Does he get instant invis as soon as he gets into that?
I don't know, because it seemed like they might have lost vision here, right? What?
I mean, it might have been, maybe he's placed it just so that like he can benefit from both the river and his...
2-second fade time is what it says.
Okay.
The invisibility, so. Huh. Yeah, that is true. Why would he put it back there, though? Huh. I mean, it's obviously not going to do anything in the middle, so, because it's already water there.
But it gives you plus 45 damage, I think.
Even if...
So you...
No, but the water itself does that, right?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so, because the river already does that for him, so...
Okay, okay.
Like, the only thing you think I could argue is if he puts it on their side. Maybe that would make sense, but... Yeah. I mean, so I guess...
Sitting in the tower range, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we're both... seems like we're both a little unsure of what's going on here, but...
Not entirely sure. Well, it's a good thing that we get to see it here in action, though, so we're ready for it later on.
Exactly, yeah. When it really matters. But Style Son doing his best to let us know how it works.
And look at this guy. He's going for the freaking Hungry Spirit first item again.
On Malakin here, yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, he should definitely look into those Steam Boots before picking up the Hungry Spirit. It's not going to help him.
Yeah, that and even the helmet, at least, the helmet of the victim. It just seems like it's just such a better investment.
That it is. I mean, especially when you already got lifesteal on this hero built in with the life essence.
He just loves that Hungry Spirit, though. As you mentioned last game, he even went that and then built a Mighty Blade after that, and it seemed like he was going Shrunken to follow, so maybe he just likes the lifesteal aspect, I guess. But
I mean, look at his gold per minute chart, by the way. I mean, look at all the supports. Like, what the hell? They're so low, all of them. And I mean, they haven't even, I don't know why, but they're not pulling on the Hellborn side. I mean, Legion team, I understand because it's blocked, but the Hellborn side, they haven't had their camp or their pull camp blocked at all throughout the entire game, and they're still not pulling and getting experience and levels with their supports.
Oh boy, speaking of the supports, Aluna getting caught right here. The hasted Kraken flying in. He has a charge? No, he didn't have mana for it, that's why. And actually, Grinix is going to jump in, though, and will get the Bloodlust kill using that Shadow Step to do so. At least cleans it up in the end, so Kraken couldn't finish the job himself, but he has the backup there from Grinix coming in. So, and it's not over, though. You do see now Riptide coming over and not using the ulti just yet. Has the Eye of the Storm. In the river, though, currently invis, of course. Will he get the opportunities? The question. The chase on an Amphora. Here he goes. The Eye of the Storm activated, going on the empath right there. Look at that damage, man. Only level 2, but he's showing us something with that.
He's got a DD, though.
Okay, that makes a little more sense then. Jeez. Okay, let's not get too crazy here then. Yeah, that was pretty intense. But double damage does make sense.
Yeah, it's really difficult to see though on this hero, especially when he's surrounded by all that water. I was surprised at first as well, but then I realized that yeah, it's actually a DD.
That's a nice advantage that he has. Oh, he ports to the base. I don't know about that. He was basically half mana at full life, so I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, you don't really need too much mana for just standing 1 versus 1 in the mid either. Like all you need to do is focus on the last thing. So yeah, that's a little bit of a mistake on his part.
Losing a little bit of
wanted to refill the bottle, I guess, but
yeah, he bought
missed some
Steam
last
as
hits.
well. But
that he could have done in the outpost. So.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's very true. I want to go back to the point you were touching on, though, about the supports being completely under-leveled and everything. And I do feel like that's a lot of the inexperienced teams. That's one of their biggest flaws is finding that farm for outside the carry. You know, the idea of the strat, the basic strat is farm your carry, let him take over eventually. But obviously there's a lot more to it than just simply that idea. And we see that in the top tier teams all the time. You know, Sync, you know, when Stake, you think of their supports in general and how farm they would usually get because they prioritize that. They made a point for their supports to get the farm, whether it was in the jungle doing some pole camps or whatever it was, they managed to do it where, you know, we see in cases like this game, a lot of these inexperienced teams, they'll just sit and babysit basically the whole time, trying to just make sure their farm gets carried. And in some cases, sure, that is the best strat, but especially when you're running dual support, I think that's obviously a no-no. You need at least one of those to be getting some kind of farm. And right now, neither team doing that. In fact, they're 5-manning Ancients right here. Oh, it's 4 but still.
Unfortunately, Midas is not level 4 yet, so he's not gonna have the bonus damage, but it looks like Riptide is able to tank up most of the damage. Should get some experience here at least.
Does he have lifesteal or something? Because it seems like he's surviving. No, there's no lifesteal on the element. Just managing to survive it pretty well.
Regular tanky, I guess.
Yeah. 1,000 life. Anyways, top tower gets pushed into the meantime, so yeah, that's like, sure they're getting triple stack Ancients, but again, 4 players doing it, so.
Midas still didn't get level 4. Damn, he's really suffering. Yeah, you need to secure the farm on your supports much better. Like, I mean, it isn't the worst, like, even if the suicide, for example, like if you're the babysitting support, like even if the suicide gets a few experience or like get killed or a few creep kills, that's not the end of the world. Like your levels matters just as much as the suicide hero in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, speaking of the suicide, well, unfortunately, Midas, he wasn't really suiciding right there. I mean, he's all the way near his base. Look at this, the
no, he missed him.
I love this ability. He's flying around. The power throw will snipe him out eventually.
Oh
I just love how it looks. Oh, that's great animation. Anyways, they do pick off Artificer, who was obviously diving very far right there.
I wonder how that works towards Invis units.
Huh.
Like if you were to just use an Assassin Shroud, is it still gonna connect?
Well, you don't actually target a person, right? You just target an area.
Yeah, I think so at least.
So are you talking about when it makes contact with an invis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I would have no clue. That's a good question.
And can you use? Yeah, I assume you can use items at least when you're charging.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe that. I remember that kind of being talked about when the change happened. That was one of the discussions we had. And I think the answer was yes, you can. So like you could
because
even
otherwise
like,
he's like he's on his way towards the target, and then he like one of his teammates is nearby, and he's not able to use his BKB. He's just gonna charge in, completely vulnerable.
Yeah.
I don't think he can be stunned though while in that form. But
magic
still.
immunity while charging.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying all this. I think so. So to be very, very clear, that by no means is this the absolute answer of yes.
Yeah.
Because I think we're both again on the same boat of just not too sure. I can't say I was expecting to see a Riptide in competitive play. But
look at this Legion team, by the way, down here at the bottom. They're all is sitting here below the tower. And there's only 3 members of the Hellborn team.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is here, man. Do they really think that they're just gonna like dive this tower for some reason?
I don't know. They got a Whispering Helm on Malikan, so they should be focusing on farming and not team fighting.
Yeah.
Riptide is here. He got 1 silence. If they could follow that up with a few stuns on the Swift Blade, they might be able to finish him off, but
not looking good. And again, this kind of does go back to the idea is actually, here we go. He's going to use the Eye of the Storm right here. Going to jump on a Swift Blade. The stun happens. The follow-up. The Zeal stun connected, actually. Swift Blade's still not spinning because I guess he was silenced that whole time. But in the end, he is actually going to be fine. Meanwhile, release the Kraken. It will catch Aluna. Aluna goes down. And after all of that waiting and trying to go for set up a kill, it ends up being a 1-0 in favor of Copi Sports, unfortunately. So.
The Malikan Sword was not on the mark. But it was way too late, so Swiftblade actually managed to survive. Midas ported down here as well, but yeah, he didn't get too much done. So now the mid lane is left unguarded, and I think that the Hellborn team could potentially get this tier 1 tower here in the mid.
Yeah, you did see the Silence doing a little bit of work right there. It's only level 1 though. If that was level, honestly, even 2, if not all the way to level 4, then that could have been a very likely a dead Swiftblade. I'm not saying they should be leveling that up by any means, but the point is that the silence actually goes up to 4 seconds when they're in water of level 4 of the ability. So pretty strong right there, actually. Of the potential for killing a hero like Swiftblade.
Wait. No, it's slow for 4 seconds. The silence is for 2.5.
Yeah, it goes up to 4 seconds, though.
Oh.
The silence is increased.
Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah, no.
What?
The silence, I'm reading it right here, the water gate. The silence is increased to 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4 seconds. On Watery Grave, the Q ability. It target a unit to deal 60 damage and silence it for 1.5
Oh,
seconds.
okay. So I was just right-clicking down in the right corner instead, and then it says.
Oh,
Okay,
does it
then
say something
okay. It doesn't
different?
say it. It doesn't know. It doesn't say anything different. It just doesn't mention that the silence is increased. It just says that it slows for 4 seconds. But yeah, you're right.
Huh, weird. Whatever. Anyways. Yeah, he has the silence ability. So one of the other powerful, it kind of helps, make him a pretty decent ganking hero, definitely. But the point is, again, going back to they still weren't able to get a kill out of it, and now here we are with a 4-2 hero kill lead for Cope Esports. A team that was probably going to be a little more content on sitting back and farming, and that seems like it's working out pretty well so far, as Artificer here on Swiftblade, 423 gold per minute right now. Looking pretty good. Grinnick's level 9 already, jeez.
And you see the enemy support, or the Legion supports level 4, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if Nefora runs up here, he should be dead.
No.
Nope. Maybe he shouldn't. Riptide was actually nearby, so it might have been too risky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was...
Wait, he went for... Okay. Grinnick's actually maxed out the Rift Stalk after the Nether Strike. I think that's a mistake. I think Rift Stalk is enough to have in level 1. You want to have as much damage as possible so that you can one-shot those low-level supports.
Yeah.
On the Legion side, and therefore Shadow Step is much better to level up after the Nether Strike.
Definitely. No, that definitely makes sense. As middle lane, Swiftblade, but he gets the spin-off before, and now Aluna at least might be in some trouble. Here comes the... Eye of the Storm. I can't help but laugh when I see that ability, man. He's going to try to connect on the Swiftblade right there. Not going to happen, though. He changes to Grinnick's, and Grinnick's will eventually get killed off. Now, they're diving pretty far as the Hellborn team, and that is not going to work out good for them. Swiftblade Swift Slash does a lot of creep damage, though. One more auto attack should do him, and he's just far enough, though. No, he's not. Malik in ulti form gets the kill, and Riptide once again using that undertow of his, getting the water form in my element. Going to wear off right there, though, as Empath still making the escape. She does have a wall, going to use it somewhat, and will eventually scare them off. So, 2-0, though, in favor of TOS.
Yeah, small comeback for the Legion team, I guess. I mean, but the support still didn't get any experience for the kills, unfortunately. They're still stuck in level 4 and level 5, but at least some extra gold for Riptide and Malikan.
Yeah. That's not too shabby right there. I'm trying to... Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out what Riptide used right there as far as an ability goes. He used his undertow, so that's the wave ability. Okay. And so he can activate his E. See, I'm thinking of like the old school Riptide. But yeah, so the new one, he uses his E, and that's what makes the puddle below him. The W is the actual ability that goes after people. Okay. We're learning. We're learning together. So he's going to continue to farm. Now, I know previously is actually their Hellborn team wants more kills still. And actually,
are you kidding me? They're not going to get
good.
that kill. That was a free one.
That goes back to the Q, man, the Shadow Step. I mean, he didn't even use it right there, actually.
No, he didn't even use it. Like, I don't know what he was doing. He lost vision.
Yeah. Talking about Riptide, though, what we should expect to see on him, he is going the Insanitarius route.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
No, I think that's okay. I mean, he's a hard hitter, definitely. Yeah. Especially when he's in the water, and he got that E ability level 4 already, so he's gonna hit like a truck.
Okay.
And of course, it goes through the spin from Swiftblade as well. And on the Hellborn side overall, they got relatively squishy heroes. Nobody to really tank up too much. He did his Kraken, he went for Helm of the Black Legion instead of Corki.
Yeah. I know the old school Riptide, I don't know how popular it is on the new one, but something like a Brutalizer also tended to be pretty popular on him. Get those
go all in. Brutalizer, Elder Parasite, Insanitarius, and Demonic Breastplate. Physical damage for the win.
Yeah. You see
Shipbreaker
right
even.
It's not going to be successful, but yeah, just that straight up right click physical damage seems like it does make a lot of sense. But for now, they've been doing a lot of this, man, just sticking together as a team and going around. And I do think that's hurting the farm on really all their heroes, frankly, especially even Malikan. 340 gold per minute. It's not bad, but it seems like it should be a little higher.
I don't know. I think that's pretty bad for a tri-lane Malikan, to be honest, and 2 supports stacking the forest. I think it should be at least 500 plus in this game. Especially when the supports are not taking a single camp in the forest. Like, he's got an entire forest all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
They should prioritize a lot more farm on him. Or just go together and get stacks. Like every single minute, like both supports should be stacking at least 1, if not 2 or 3 camps.
Yeah. Malikin goes to the middle lane here. He has the Warp Clef too. That itself is kind of a really funky follow-up to a Whispering Helm.
Oh, please don't go for a Thunder Claw.
You know, I understand that maybe, okay, it's actually Nymphoria getting caught here to the side. A nice wall from Empath, and that will secure the kill. You did see Riptide running in. He didn't use his Eye of the Storm. I was going to say, he used it right there, actually, and it went off right away because it got hit by Kraken, and now Riptide trying to tank this damage, and Sanitarius, use it. He will use it. It doesn't matter, though. He gets locked down the whole time and eventually killed off right there.
And top lane as well, Midas is in, yep, he's dead.
Midas gets Art on. Oh, Aluna bottom lane, they know she's here. They even use the dust for the vision, and oh man, that snowballed quickly. All of a sudden, 4 hero kills just like that.
Almost a genocide.
Yeah. Well,
so I assume that you cannot use your Riptide ultimate to escape anyone, because I assume that was the plan.
Yeah, and it just went off right
Styles
away.
on here.
I agree. It seemed like it just activates the stun right away, so it's like, yeah, I can't really use it as an escape tool.
Oh my god, Mulligan actually went for the Thunder Claw.
Well, okay, so I was going to say that. It's like, I understand that maybe that's not really the best investment here, but at the same time, going Warp Clef first, it better be that over a Soul's Bulwark, honestly. Because, yeah, you get the Soul's Bulwark first, but he does go Thunder Claw. He's going to farm a little better.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have any stacks in the forest. That's like, I mean, his supports aren't stacking for him. It would have been one thing if he rushed a Thunderclaw and he had like during the laning phase, and both supports would have just stacked up the entire forest. Then he would have gotten the Whispering Helm for free almost. But now he's stuck with a Thunderclaw and a Whispering Helm. Like there are 2 items that only benefit you if you got a lot of stacks. And well, so far he doesn't even have, or I don't think I've taken over a creep. Just stacked anxious. Oh, Kraken, by the way, invisibility.
Yo, missed the charge right there. Doesn't really matter, though. Enough for the kill into Luna. Nymphoria and Midas being chased down. That Zealstone will set up pretty well, but unfortunately for Nymphoria, it's not going to really matter in the end. So she goes down 2.
Oh, Malikan is, okay. He's sword throwing into the forest. He doesn't have a TP, though, so he's kind of stuck here.
Yeah, and Nymphoria level 5 still, so no teleport just yet. Have not been able to use that now 21 minutes into the game. That's definitely another very underwhelming thing here for Team Old School, unfortunately. I was also going to mention Kraken. He chose to go the Helm of the Black Legion earlier on in this game, and probably going to get a portal key now, but do you think Helm's actually a decent option?
I think Helm is, yeah, I think it's a decent option. I think it's a little bit underrated on a hero like Kraken, because he just gets him that tanky presence, and as long as you can be in the team fight, then you can get a release of Kraken off.
Yeah. Speaking of him, he was way late to use that release of Kraken, and it's going to backfire. Empath goes down, Riptide joining the party. However, Swiftblade, the Swift Slashes, it will kind of make them stall and think about what they're doing here, and eventually fall back. So, just ends up being the 1 kill. Malikan surviving, though. That was the big deal. Like I was saying,
I
Kraken.
Feel like they could have manned up there, though. The Legion side, Hellborn team used all their items, or all their cooldowns.
They did, yeah.
But for some reason, and Riptide was in there, just bashing onto the Swiftblade with his Insanitarius, but for some reason they just fell back. I didn't get too much out of that. Only the Empath kill.
Yeah. So, but again, Malikan surviving. That's where it's, at least that's good for Team Old School right there. Kraken was very, very passive on using his ulti until later on, which eventually was able to get away from. So, perhaps missing out on the guaranteed kill opportunity there. Swiftblade, though, Frostburn finished, 455 gold per minute. Didn't necessarily go a snowballing farming build here, but it's just going a very solid combat build with the Abyssal Skull and the Frostburn so far. That's actually pretty much identical to the last game with the Ravener, except minus a portal key.
Yeah, I think you should get a portal key on Swiftblade as well. They're so under-leveled on the Legion team, the support, so whoever he finds, or if he finds a support, just jump in there, spin, and you got yourself a kill.
Yeah.
Kraken, by the way, is gonna get his portal key delivered. Wait, what? He went for Shaman's headdress instead, are you kidding me?
Alright, so Helm's one thing, but Shaman's headdress.
Yeah, that's overkill.
Yeah,
Safe to
this
say.
isn't like a huge like, oh my god, we need a barrier idol game either. For such an item that we just never see, there's very rare instances where it's like, okay, yeah, they should really get a barrier idol. Nowadays,
The
I'm
only
just
reason
like,
for why you should ever get a Shaman's Headdress is if you were to turn it into a barrier idol.
oh, again, I'm guessing that's what the case is. Like, yeah, if he's just going shamans for the sake of shamans, you don't do that. Anyways, whoa, a jump onto Moira over here, gets the quick kill. Krennic's also going to be picked off, so Malik and Riptide coming together. And Team Old School, this game's definitely not over just yet. And they are climbing back into it. Malakin, he's just out of range of the sword throw connecting. Instead, they're going to push in this middle tower. They do not have a... No, they did get the bottom tower killed, actually, earlier
Just
on.
need to be a little bit careful. Swiftblade is level 16, and they got to release the Kraken up on the Hellborn team. And he's really tanky, so I don't think that they can break this tier 1 tower. They're still sticking around here, but I think they should just fall back and farm. No Malakin ultimate either.
Yeah, using that possession last fight. Oh, Kraken, he's tanky though, man. That Shaman's
Yeah,
headdress.
they should not be doing this.
No. And now they kind of committed already, so here comes the return. Quick kill onto Aluna. Nymphora going to be auto-attacked down pretty quickly as well. You see Riptide taking a stun. Arcane Vortex will catch him. He has his ulti in 15 seconds. It's not going to be nearly in time, though. Malakin, in the meantime, no ulti either. Torrent hits. Undertow coming out, trying to slow them down. He's proccing the lifesteal, but that's not going to matter once again. So Malakin goes down to 3 for 1, just exactly what you're saying. They used their cooldowns. It really didn't make a whole lot of sense to stay there in the first place, and unfortunately, they didn't have the same mindset.
Unfortunately, no. They're gonna go down. Swiftblade is now level 17. Not entirely sure how they are ever gonna be able to bring him down. It's only the Riptide ultimate, more or less. They got a pull key on Midas now, though, so I guess that's a little bit of a saving grace. And the Nymphora is actually gonna port behind them.
Well,
They're
here
setting
we
up for this.
go. Yeah, Riptide coming in and for taping in the flank, as you said, with Midas right there. Big possession coming out. Midas, what is he doing?
I don't know.
Midas just literally ran in, didn't cast a single ability, and the
He had
Hellborn
to kill
team
his
will run up.
Swiftblade.
Oh my gosh, that I gotta say lag, but I don't know. Yeah,
I would assume so. It looked like the DC and he just ran straight back to base.
yeah,
I mean, I would be
Yeah.
disappointed if that wasn't the case.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, there's no reason. Like that was the perfect setup chance.
Either that, he was just so confused that he didn't know that he actually Nymphora ported.
Wouldn't that be something? There is that communication coming into play. Yeah, look at this Kraken. These are fun. This is why I said today's going to be a fun day. Kraken going to Soul's Bulwark now too. So he's just like, guys, I'm the tank. Here's the thing: you don't have a taunt ability, so. But no, he's the tank for the team. As now he even gets a Soul's Bulwark. So yeah, he's just going to sit with the Shaman's Headdress, and that's arguably one of the worst investments you can make in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think it is.
How much gold is it to upgrade? Because you're looking at, let's see,
It's not much. It's
500 for the vestment, so yeah, 2,000 in total for the Shaman's Headdress. So it's basically 1,500 gold plus around there that you're investing in it. Just a little more.
If you add another 1,500, then you get the effect for the entire team. So
yeah, 1,500 gold for 5 more magic armor. Yeah, not really blessed.
no.
All right. Anywho, I mean the health regen's nice too, sure, but trying to steal some ancients. No ancients there though. I love the man. You know something I have kind of underrated myself, and I see more and more now, which is great. Is all the ward skins that we have now? They're so awesome. We have a lot of really cool ones in the game now. I see the Legion Team Wars. I don't even know. Is this Magnus? I think that's actually the Magnus's.
Yeah, it
base
looks like the
maybe.
volcanic hammer.
Yeah. Some pretty cool ones. Oh, nope, gonna be fine. You see, keeping them in their base, though. That's what Cope Esports is doing here.
Yeah, they could easily take the Conqueror. They got Abyssal Skull on Swiftblade. He should be able to do it. And Kraken is, well...
There we go. There's a jump. They quick kill Empath. Not necessarily the target, though, you really want to invest a lot in. And now Riptide's in trouble. He goes down just like that. Swift slashes. What a turn right there for the Hellborn side. Malakin taking up in possession for him. He's trying to take out Mora. That's not even going to happen, though, and it might as well be a genocide. Midas is going to be able to portal key away. But boy, oh boy, yeah, I think a lot of that had to do with their target priority there initially. They invested a lot to just kill an empath, simply put. And
Yeah, that's
that
not the
backfired.
focus fire that you want. And Midas, is it gonna be fine or not? I think he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna die.
He's still
Unless
chasing.
he makes some.
There comes the chase. The floor
Uh,
TPing in. Yes, is he with somebody?
that's.
No, that's
Oh my
not
god.
good. Okay, we'll
Wow,
help
and
save
he's
him though.
what? And he's gonna be fine?
No.
Damn.
I
Saving
did good.
grace.
That works. Tower goes down. 16 Kraken here. I was going to say level 8 at Luna. Not a fight you want to take if you're Luna. Needs to be careful with that one. Honestly, Kraken could have just charged in right there, I feel like, and just killed her even. But
Yeah, there's
he's
no
not
way
to.
that the Legion team can kill him.
Yeah. Extra tanky here.
Alright, and farm continues. Malikan is gonna try to find Empath down here at the bottom, but I don't think he got enough damage to actually kill her off.
No.
Nope.
Not worth the risk. Empath, by the way, went the Ion Stone earlier on. Obviously, he's still sitting with that, so. Yeah, one of these items that seems like we see every now and then, very rarely, but I don't know. I feel like we should see it more.
It is a strong item. It's just it takes up one item slot. That's of course every item does, but in Team M nowadays, I mean, you want to prioritize the Meric's bounty in that slot over the Ion Stone at most times, at least. I like to play it or play with it when I play the Forest hero, like a Parasite or a Tempest, as we have seen Iceland Gogo do from time to time in competitive games.
Yeah.
Go for the Ion Stone and control the runes. Then it's actually really powerful. But on supports, you're.
Oh my
probably
gosh,
gonna
that's the
prioritize.
real Moira. Holy crap, Riptide just drops her like it's hot right there. Swiftblade though, Swift Slash is coming out once again. Riptide will fall. By the way, Swiftblade got the token. Also picks off Malikan, so your classic case of one team charging into the Conger pit after Conger goes down. And guess what? It does not work out yet again. GG's being called. That'll do it, in fact. Game 2 and the series will go to Cope Esports over Team Old School. So just wasn't to be. An experience, I think it's safe to say, got the best of them. And Cope Esports, on the other hand, definitely a solid team here. We'll see how they do moving forward. But for now, they're going to stay in the winner's bracket. And they move forward, taking the 2-0 victory here.
Yep, a little bit of an outdraft as well for the Hellborn team. Definitely were in the better spot right from the start. So I don't think we saw a successful Nymphora gank, unfortunately, for the Legion team. A little bit questionable over that pickup combined with the Malikan. But hey, they are at least learning. Hopefully they're not going to make the same mistake once more.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, there is a loser bracket as well, so they're not out quite yet.
That's what I want to go back to as well. Again, teams that we do happen to cast, especially, and I'm not going to sit here and say we're the smartest guys ever in Heroes and New Earth history, but you know, I like to think we give some decent advice to these teams, and you know, perhaps watching these casts and going back and be like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's where we went wrong, or just simply watching the replays yourself, or even watching the cast muted if you want. But seeing where the mistakes, seeing where you went wrong, and kind of learning off of that, as we always bring up in these lesser experienced teams' cases. So Old School, you hope that's, and both these teams, honestly, you know, definitely could always use that experience and insight there as far as what to do better. So,
Oh yeah.
it is double elimination, those you pointed out. So yeah, they're in the losers bracket now. They do have they're going to be playing that match later on today. So we're in that spot now. It's a little over an hour here till the next rounds will start. So there should still be. I'm looking at the brackets right now. Maybe not actually. Wow. You know what?
Yeah, it seems like most series are officially over.
They either had forfeits or there were just buys in general. So, well then, I guess that means we're done for now. I was thinking we were going to jump into another series at least, but